Hello everyone and welcome back to Professor Layton in the Unwound Future, where we are running for our lives, but also stopping to help our friend Pavel here. We're topside again. I think it's finally safe to say we've given the family the slip. Yeah, things got rather chaotic back there, Flora. Are you feeling alright? Not too shaken? Just fine, Professor, but I'm very glad I had both of you with me. Professor, the Thames Arms is just a little ways up the road here. Let's go meet up with Celeste. Ooh. Oh, alright, I guess I could have finished the chapter. Chapter 12, Truth Revealed. Ooh. Is this like the real final chapter, or is this another fake final chapter? Oh, hello. Puzzle? Puzzle. Yes! Now, Layton, any breakthrough in your investigation? Yeah, possibly. I'm very glad to see you. I need you to come with me to the Thames Arms. Thames Arms? Investigation of the premises revealed scrumptious smells, sir. But and keep quiet for just a minute, will you? What exactly so amazing at Thames Arms I need to head there this instant? I make no promises, but it's likely what happens there will lead you to the Prime Minister. Really now? My interest is piqued. There's a matter of this blasted puzzle. What puzzle? One in this letter I found. I have a feeling it could have some bearing on my case. Would you mind if I had a look at it, Inspector? There's the arrow. There's a treasure hidden below one of the tiles in this room. The only clue is a handwritten note. Follow the arrow to find it. Which tile should you lift to find the treasure? Draw a circle around it. Follow the arrow to find it. I'm probably gonna need the little too small on the recording screen. Hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. Okay. So we just have to find something that looks like an arrow, like a bird's beak. I don't know if that's conclusive enough. I don't know if I necessarily call it an arrow either. I'm also like, looking at this, does that make... Not really pointing at anything though. About... Is there an arrow in the... No. Oh, that. Nope. Oh, I see it. That's pretty definitive, actually. I'm like, this could, like, sort of be it. No, that's... It's gotta be that one, right? Like, it's not playing with my perspective or anything.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
Okay. I appreciate that they were very definitive about that. Because they really could have been jerks. Chimpressive. The monkey in the painting on the wall has an arrow hidden in his face. The tile directly below it is the one hiding the treasure. Alright. Sorry to say, Inspector, but this letter doesn't appear to have any relevance to your case. No, it's wonderful. Another prospective lead fizzles out. My wit's end, I tell you. You've got to show me the Thames Arms. It has to be more useful than that letter. Well, it's low bar because that letter was completely worthless, but... Puzzle? Nope. Nope, that wasn't the same text. What? Anytime I, like, blow through the text, it's not the same. Oh, hello. I'm glad we finally met up with each other. Where did you run off to? I was doing a little investigating on my own, shadowing a suspicious woman I'd seen in town. I saw her tailing you around town and decided someone needed to figure out who she was. Oh, you must be talking about Celeste. Yeah, where did you last see her? I lost her at one point, but I just saw her again heading into this restaurant. Seconds later, I saw a friend of ours head in as well. Oh, let me guess, Don Paulo. I'm beginning to wonder why I even bother explaining. You guys seem to know it all already. Well, I've been hard at work getting to the heart of the case, too. Excellent. I figured you two wouldn't just wait idly for me to return, so what now? All the players in our mystery are here. I think it's time to meet back up with Celeste. Players in our mystery. What's the professor getting at? Puzzle?
You should have your sweet time getting here, Layton.
Thought you might have gotten lost. Come, Paul, surely you haven't been waiting that long, have you? Puzzle?
Dang.
Hello there, we were in the neighborhood and thought we'd drop by again. Now, welcome back to the Thames Arms, sir. Did you ever find the gentleman you were looking for? Yes, thanks to your help. I'm glad to hear you found him. Alright. Story. Oh, I'm so relieved you made it out alright. I couldn't very well let myself get caught before hearing about that secret you mentioned. Something tells me you've already figured out much of it for yourself, am I right? Huh? Professor, is that true?
Layton, if you know something, spit it out.
No concerned parties seem to be in attendance, so I'll try to explain things as best I can.
It's taken time, but I believe I've finally made sense of the bizarre events we've witnessed here.
You've worked it all out?
For the most part. Eh?
Come on then, out with it!
Yes, of course. I have much to say about this city and its secrets. The London we are presently in, this London of the future, is a fake.
Okay.
More precisely, it's a set designed to make us believe that we've traveled 10 years into the future.
So future Luke is up to something.
Because, you see, there is no time machine. Not here, not anywhere.
What?
Why is everyone else going along with it?
We were all led to believe that the clock shop was a portal to the future. But the truth about that shop is in some ways just as bewildering. The back room of the clock shop is no time machine. It's a lift leading down into the earth.
So we're like deep underground?
You mean to say we're underground right now? Precisely. You may have heard of subterranean caverns, as some of them house ancient ruins. Some experts theorize that these caverns pepper the entire Earth. What I've seen here leads me to conclude that Dmitri used one such cavern to build this false London. It's as if we're standing in the largest film set ever created.
Okay.
What? I can hardly believe it.
So Dmitri is behind all this then? But why?
That question stumped me as well.
Why would he go to such pains to make us believe we're in the future?
It doesn't make sense, unless convincing people of this is the key to achieving his ultimate goal.
What kind of goal requires a setup like that?
Actual time travel?
It's simple. It seems that Dmitri never gave up his original dream of building a time machine.
So getting, like, the scientists to think that they had traveled back. Like, kind of like proof of concept.
But though he poured all his energy into achieving this feat, the task was too large for one man. He needed other scientists to support his project, so he turned to the greatest minds in London. But to keep the scientists working for him, they needed to believe that they were in the future.
Why?
Think about it, Luke. Dmitri couldn't imprison the scientists, not in the conventional sense. After all, who knows what kind of work they would produce under those circumstances? No, Dmitri needed a different approach to compel the scientist to complete his research.
So they would want to go back.
The scientists had to want the time machine to work as much as Dmitri did.
Yeah.
So he told them that they had been shot forward 10 years in time, stranded a decade from home. Dmitri misled the scientists, telling them that the time machine was an unfinished project. They thought they were stranded, and that the machine was their only hope of returning home.
Ah, so that's why they were so willing to follow orders.
That's all I've been able to work out.
I see you've caught on. Excellent work as always, Herschel.
Dang.
The family uses this establishment as a hideout. Therefore, it seemed a bit odd that the bartender didn't so much as raise an eyebrow when we walked in.
I have to give credit where it's due. I never imagined you'd work out so much of the plan yourself. I suppose I've no choice but to shut you up for good.
Wait, what? The whole story. Oh. Future London turns out to be a fake city built in an underground cavern beneath the real London. Dmitri led his team of scientists to believe they were trapped in the future so that they would put every effort into completing a functioning time machine. Okay. Dmitri Allen, you've been watching us the whole time. I wish to issue a challenge to the professor. Bumbling lawmen have no part in this conversation. Bumbling? I'll show you bumbling. It would be wise for you all to stay right where you are. See, I've laced this restaurant with enough explosives to level the place. Are you out of your mind? Well, I'll die, even you. No. I'm going to walk out of this place unharmed. You see, by pressing the switch here, I've activated a series of sensors embedded in the floor. Sensors don't respond to my movement, but they'll trigger the charge the second you touch one. This place is a minefield. I see you're catching on. Now I'm going to stroll out that door and leave the lot of you behind. Stay as long as you like, just remember that when you decide to leave, you seal your fate. I've seen you've bested me, Dmitri. There's no challenge to be had here. Not exactly, Professor. This piece of paper contains the location of every sensor in the room. All you need to do is know how to find them. Oh. Very well, I suppose this makes it more of a fair contest. Woo! Find all the sensors. The number written above and to... Oh, it's Minesweeper! Indicate the number of sensors present in each column and row, respectively. Oh, this is awesome! Derive the location of all sensors using the information provided and mark them on your map. Oh, this is so cool! Okay. Oh, so wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's easy then. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Really? 2, 3, 4, 5. There's not another one there, so there's 3 that's already done. So there's gonna be 1 there. And there. I think that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anywhere else? Nope, I think we're good. Oh, well done, Herschel. It's foolish of me to make this so easy for you. I suppose you're free. It was surprisingly easy, unless, of course, the information you provided me was inaccurate. What? Luke, look at the position of these sensors. Now flip the drawing over. What does it spell? Oh. Lie. Does that mean what I think it means? Map of the sensors is a lie, isn't it? We're going to walk straight into the sensors and die. You monster! Unless there weren't any sensors to begin with. What? That's it, Dimitri, isn't it? It's true you've done some evil things, but you're not a killer. You just wanted to keep us busy so you could make your escape.
I should have known I wouldn't fool you, Herschel.
I've worked things out on my own this far, but I need you to help make sense of the rest. You must have had some reason for concocting a scheme this wild.
Yeah, this is insane.
I had a very good reason. It all started about 10 years ago. Bill Hawks and I were friends and colleagues. We worked in the same lab researching time travel. Our research meant everything to us. We poured our hearts and souls into uncovering the secrets of space and time. After months of progress, we had built ourselves a prototype time machine. It was finally time to test our work with a human subject. Bill thought we should use Claire as the first test subject. She was our lab assistant. I, of course, vehemently opposed this idea. I loved her too, you see. And though she didn't return my feelings, I didn't want to risk her getting hurt in the experiment. Around this time, I noticed a flaw in the design of our machine.
Okay, so probably should call that
I
off.
begged Bill to postpone the experiment, but he wouldn't hear of it. Sometime after the accident, I made a startling discovery. Unbeknownst to me, Bill had made a deal to sell the technology behind the machine's power source. Apparently, a large corporation had offered him a very impressive sum. Bill knew the machine wasn't ready for a human subject, but he needed to demonstrate its viability. We all know the tragic results of his decision. By the time I realized Bill planned to go ahead with the experiment, it was too late to stop. What have you done? Because of Bill's greed, Claire was lost to me forever. Life is full of cruel twists. In the blink of an eye, I lost my life's work and the love of my life. To say I was a broken man would be an understatement. Bill, on the other hand, made a full recovery from his injuries. He also completed the deal with the corporation, pocketing more money than most people see in a lifetime.
Wait, they saw a lab blow up and said, hey, I'm gonna buy that?
He used his newfound fortune to climb the political ladder to the very top.
Well, I mean, I assumed that that Bill was in on it once Layton was talking about getting threatened and harassed and beat up.
He killed Claire and was rewarded with the most powerful seat in government. If that's not a cruel joke, I don't know what it is. I can't pretend I wasn't bitter, and it was this bitterness that sent me back to my research. I thought that if I could travel to the past, I could rob Bill of all that he had won. Oh, of course, there was another reason why I wanted to go back in time. To save Claire from her fate. Surely you understand, Herschel.
Claire is no longer with us. There's nothing anyone can do to turn back time.
Do you really believe that?
I don't want to, but I do. I have just one more question for you.
What is it?
Someone's been using you as a pawn. Are you aware of this?
What are you talking about?
What?
Someone here masterminded a scheme even more awful than
Is it
yours,
future Luke?
Dimitri. And that person is there!
Yeah.
I think you're mistaken, Professor.
No, there's no mistake here, and there's no hiding it anymore, Luke. Or should I call you Clive?
Ooh, got
It
him.
took some time to put together the pieces of your plan. But when I finally understood it all, the sheer evil of it sent a chill down my spine.
What is he talking about, Clive?
You kept your true intentions hidden from everyone, Clive. Even your partner, Dimitri.
What are you saying, Herschel?
Clive was aiming for revenge on a massive scale. And you were nothing more than a pawn, Dimitri.
Tremendous work, Professor! You found me out.
Stop speaking in riddles, Layton. What's this all about?
Clive, you lived next door to the lab that exploded 10 years ago. You were just a child then.
So that was when he talked about the kid who lost his parents.
That blast demolished half of the building you lived in. Reports indicate that 10 people were killed in the explosion, 2 of whom were your parents. It must have been a terrible shock. In the span of a few seconds, you lost your family and your home. When the initial shock wore off, it was replaced with anger. You became obsessed with exacting revenge on those who had wronged you. You were lucky enough to be adopted by a kindly woman in her golden years, Constance Dove. Miss Dove's extreme kindness was matched in scale only by the enormous fortune she possessed. You two lived quite happily as a family for a time. Sadly, it wasn't to last. Miss Dove departed from this world 5 short years later, leaving her fortune to you. Before long, you graduated from secondary school and took a part-time job at a prominent newspaper. Considering your sizable inheritance, I don't think you took the job for pocket money.
Okay.
You were searching for something. Using the newspaper's resources, you finally hunted down the men responsible for your misery. You knew that both Bill Hawks and Dimitri Allen were responsible for the explosion. Armed with this information, you concocted a plan to avenge your parents.
What's the plan here, though?
You befriended Dimitri and convinced him to resume his research on the time machine. Then, you used your inheritance to set up this elaborate facsimile of London.
That was a heck of an inheritance, and that was completely wasted.
With your stage in place, you used your contacts in the press to find the best scientists in the country. After all, you would need quite a bit of help to complete this time machine. You then proceeded to lure these brilliant men into your trap. However, unbeknownst to Dimitri, most of your staff were not working on the time machine.
That's what the weapons were for.
What?
Clive had secretly reassigned many of the scientists to a different project. You might think of it as his pet project.
We don't have all day, Layton. What was the second project?
A weapon designed to cause destruction on an unimaginable scale.
A weapon? Is this true, Clive?
And I thought scientists were supposed to be observant. While you focused on your machine, I had a different goal. Though some may call it revenge, I prefer to think of it as justice over single-minded scientists and corrupt politicians.
What are you saying, Clive?
Enough explanations! Let me show you!
Hey!
I like how Chalmy and Barton are just sitting there kind of chilling. Professor, what are we going to do? He has Flora and...
Layton, look over there.
Where?
Quickly! Move to higher ground!
Might want to take your own advice, Professor. Did someone pay our tab while we were in there? Professor, what's that thing? It seems as if Clive's been working on some sort of bubble fortress. Flora's trapped up there. We've got to save her. Can I say it? All right, cool. We'll pause it there. Wow, that was a lot of story, and I did not see a lot of that coming. I was trying to... I knew we had not gone forward in the future, because that's just not, like... These games are kind of grounded somewhat in reality. Not so much like the mystical. You know, obviously, a city of that scale is impractical, but... Yeah, I did not see a lot of that coming. I knew there's something was up with future Luke, especially once we started losing him a lot towards the end. I don't know if I necessarily thought he was going to be a bad guy, but here we are. Anyway, I hope you're looking forward to the rest of this as much as I am. I am so excited. I just want to see where this goes from here. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.